Now, the introduction of the competency-based questions has made students worried. They are worried because they are not knowing exactly how to face competency-based questions. Competency-based questions are a type of questions which assess the student's ability to apply the knowledge that they have learned. A student must actually apply with skill the knowledge that has been learned in a particular topic and then apply it to a real world problem. This helps demonstrate child has understood the concept very well. Now, you must be aware that students often have this question, why are we going to school? Why are we studying? What is the importance of the education? What will I get by studying all this? So here is a golden opportunity for parents and teachers to make students understand that case-based questions or competency-based questions, case-based question is just one variety of competency-based question. The competence-based questions will help them understand the topic that they are learning and its relevance to the real world. It should be a very pretty exciting thing for those students because they will now understand the relevance of what they are learning in school and how the learning of in school, the small simple topics which we are learning in school can really help us to solve really big problems in life. So as I was telling you, competency-based questions are intended to go beyond the rote memorization, beyond just mugging up a concept or a formula or a definition or an answer. It will help the students analyze things. It will help the students critically think on a particular topic and then apply it practically into the situation. Competency-based questions normally are application-oriented, which means there is a situation that has been given to a child. And now the situation has to be understood or I would say comprehended. And the implication of the situation has to be comprehended. And the student must apply whatever he has learned in that subject to solve that and to get the answer. Which means the student must apply his mind to analyze the situation, evaluate the situation, and get the answer which is relevant to that particular question. Which means it's clearly going against our concept of rote-based learning or memorization. There is another very important topic or important thing that you should note about the competency-based questions. Competency-based questions are multidisciplinary, which means, let us say there is a question that has been given in mathematics. The question in mathematics to be solved may use 2, 3, 4 or even 5 different chapters, topics or subtopics to arrive at the right answer. So here is where students get a little afraid. They have never been taught to integrate concepts. They have been learning topics and chapters in isolation, and now they are to see it in a very integrated approach. Those of you who are afraid of the competency-based questions, I would suggest please don't worry, because you just understand the question, see the question, read the question, and find out what is the knowledge that we have learned and which I can use from different domains, from different areas of topics that I have learned, different formulas that I have learned, and how will I apply it to solve this given problem. The second important point is that it is multidisciplinary. And the third very important characteristic, I would say, of a competency-based question is that it has a real-world relevance. Now, when I say real-world relevance, most of the time students are used to getting questions which are in the book or similar to the book or have been modified from the book. However, this will give a chance for the student to understand a real world situation. It could be even based on current affairs. Or when competency based questions are presented to a child with real world relevance, children learn to understand the value of what they are learning, and they start appreciating what they are learning, and their mind actually opens up. So I believe questions or competency based questions are extremely important. The fourth thing that I'd like to bring to your notice in as far as the characteristics of competency based questions is that they will force a child to adopt a higher order thinking skills. And what do you mean by higher order thinking skills? We've always heard this higher order thinking skills, or HOTS as they call it. Higher order thinking skills basically are problem solving skills. See, we have learned knowledge, and how do I apply it to a particular problem? So that level of thinking or that methodology or the effort that we are putting in, or the way we synthesize the information that we are reading and bring out a solution to that the question, that is the higher order thinking skill. I'd also like to tell you that competency based questions are open-ended. which means you may choose to solve the question in any way you deem appropriate. I think this is a very important uh, development as far as the change in teaching pattern or the change in evaluation pattern, I would say, has occurred. It will help students understand the relevance of what they are learning, and probably this will enhance their learning skills in such a way that whatever they're learning now in school, these formative years, they're able to retain the essence of that in the later parts of their life. If you are a student and you are listening to what I have been just saying, think about it, make your notes, try to understand what I have been telling you. If you are a parent, please forward it to a student who is studying in school, so he understands the value. It's a giant step in changing our education system and making our students more competent for the future. Now, competency, I'm not talking of competition, that's an entirely different thing. I think the students should appreciate the change that is coming, take this up as a challenge, feel so excited to do something new or learn something new and apply it in a different way. It is actually surprising to see that when we talk about case-based questions or competency-based questions, students normally get very worried. They have lived in a system which has taught them that everything is going to come from NCRT or everything is going to come from the textbook. There is a sort of safety net that they feel is removed. In fact, I believe that now you just don't have to study for an examination, because I believe the NCRT now says that they will ask 50% questions which are competency based, which means really you don't have to understand, you don't have to mug up anything. I mean, except for knowing the formulas and how they are applied in different situations, all you have to do is to analyze the question that is at hand and give the right answer. It actually removes, it's aimed at removing the fear of examinations. It's aimed at making the child more open. It's become a fear factor for our students. Students normally tend to get afraid. They feel it's an unknown factor. I don't know how to do it. That's again, as I said, because this child has been taught everything will come from NCRT. It would be based on the textbook, and I believe students should not be worried at all. Competency-based questions are towards making a more progressive education system and building a better education system, building a better student, building a more competent citizen of India, and making India more competent in the world.